In a story that's sending shockwaves through Europe, explosive leaks have accused German Chancellor Friedrich Merz of staging a fake Russian drone threat, a hoax allegedly designed to push through nearly €1 billion in defense contracts. But this isn't just about Germany. From Berlin to Washington, a growing number of critics say the entire Russian threat narrative has become a convenient tool, a weapon not against Moscow but against Western taxpayers themselves. Welcome back to TFI Global. Let's break down how fear became a business and why citizens across Europe are demanding answers. The scandal erupted on November 4 when Stern magazine published what it called the most explosive political leak in a decade. According to internal documents and whistleblower accounts, Merz and key allies inside Germany's defense ministry orchestrated fake drone incursions over major airports and military sites, including Munich Airport, to simulate a Russian espionage campaign. These staged sightings triggered public panic, grounded flights, and dominated headlines for weeks. Merz then used that chaos to fast-track a €900 million defense package, much of it going to a company called the United Unmanned Systems, a German drone manufacturer with deep political connections to Merz's own party, the CDU. One whistleblower from UUS told Stern the threat was scripted. Drones were launched from friendly airspace and telemetry was doctored to make it look Russian. This wasn't about national security, it was about securing contracts. Let's rewind a bit. All through October, Germany was on a high alert. Drones were spotted near critical sites, airports were shut down, and NATO briefings warned of possible Russian probing. Merz appeared on national television claiming, "We have credible evidence of Russian-origin drones violating our airspace." But within weeks, cracks started showing. Investigative journalists noticed no physical drone wreckage was recovered, no satellite traces linked the drones to Russia, and data logs looked suspiciously edited. Now, the Stern leaks reveal why. They show emails between Merz's chief of staff and UUS executives discussing controlled scenarios to test public resolve. That's right, the government may have been testing how far they could push public fear to justify massive spending hikes. The UUS company, by the way, stands to gain €450 million from those new contracts, nearly half of the total defense budget package. Follow the money and the picture gets even darker. UUS isn't just some unknown startup. It's backed by NATO's Innovation Fund and investors like Peter Thiel, known for his deep ties to Western intelligence and military contractors. Merz himself, a former corporate lawyer with decades of connections in Germany's arms industry. As the CDU leader, he's pushed hard for €100 billion military overhaul, claiming Europe must arm itself against hybrid Russian threats. Critics say that's just a cover story. The real motive? Kickbacks, lobbying deals, and political donations, all disguised as patriotism. And it's not just Germany. The pattern repeats across the West. France has funneled €413 billion into anti-Russian defense modernization. The US has pumped over $175 billion into Ukraine aid, much of it returning to Lockheed Martin, Raytheon, and Northrop Grumman. War hysteria has become an industry and fear its most profitable product. As the story exploded, Germany's political world went into a meltdown. Left-wing leader Sarah Wagenknecht blasted Merz live on ZDF, accusing him of lying about the Russian threat and weaponizing fear to serve defense corporations. Evidence points elsewhere, he said. Hobbyists or internal tests, not some grand Russian plot. Green Party MP Franziska Brandner called for an emergency inquiry, warning that staging threats for profit undermines everything democracy stands for. Public outrage followed fast. Thousands flooded Berlin streets with signs reading, "No more fake fears" and "Stop looting taxpayers in the name of Russia." Even neighboring leaders are uneasy. Poland's Donald Tusk urged calm verification, a diplomatic way of saying, "Don't drag NATO into fake wars for money." Zoom out and Germany's Dronegate looks less like an isolated scandal and more like a blueprint. For years, Western governments have hyped up Russian or Chinese hybrid threats to justify ballooning defense budgets. But as these funds circulate through military contractors, think tanks, and lobbying networks, the result is the same: ordinary citizens lose. Infrastructure decays, schools close, healthcare budgets shrink. Meanwhile, politicians and CEOs celebrate record profits, shielded by patriotic slogans about security and resilience. As one European Union insider reportedly told the media, the threat was scripted. Russia is just an excuse. The real war is being waged on taxpayers' wallets. And the genius of the scam? Russia doesn't even have to lift a finger. Western leaders themselves are doing the damage, bleeding their economies while claiming to defend them. If the allegations against Merz prove true, it could trigger one of the biggest political crises in modern German history. Opposition parties are demanding a full Bundestag investigation. Analysts say Merz's coalition with the FDP and SPD could collapse, opening the door for snap elections or even criminal charges. The Chancellor's office continues to deny everything, dismissing the reports as Kremlin propaganda. But flight logs, intercepted emails, and leaked memos are now in the hands of federal investigators. And if even a fraction of it checks out, Dronegate could redefine how Europe handles defense transparency. Because in the end, the scandal isn't just about fake drones, it's about a fake narrative. One that's been sold to millions of citizens who believed they were funding protection, not deception. As this investigation unfolds, one truth stands tall. The real hybrid warfare isn't coming from Moscow. It's happening inside the West, waged by leaders who turn fear into fortune and patriotism into profit. Germany's Dronegate may just be the first domino. The question is, who falls next? If you found the story eye-opening, hit subscribe, share the video, and join the discussion in the comments below. Because the truth, no matter how uncomfortable, deserves to fly higher than any drone. Thanks for watching.